there was so much good shooting this shit content.
I know, because we literally could have talked about me not shitting my pants.
That's the real crossover content that we talk about shitting ourselves on both.
I know.
Yeah.
Is this not the content people want? I'm confused.
Honk if you shit your pants.
Honestly, I feel more confident knowing that I'm not the only one.
What's that movie? Is it a hit? Don't ask Elaine, 'cause she'll say, I haven't seen it.
Welcome to the Haven't Seen It podcast. This is a podcast where we bring people on the show and we get them really drunk and they tell me about a movie that I've never seen before. I'm Alinka Zach.
And I'm Will.
And we're hanging out on a couch. This is us. I don't know. Couch rhymes on almost looks like the word in this movie title. I think that's why I said it.
Couch Carter? Couch Carter. Yep. That's the title of this movie. You know it,
baby.
That sounds like the porn version of Coach Carter, actually. Couch Carter, casting Couch Carter.
You made something so wholesome and nice into a poorly, just a poor, good alliteration, but just a bad time.
Yeah, well, that's me, baby.
Yeah, you suck.
Yeah, I do. Know who doesn't suck, though? Our
Tell
guests.
me, Will.
Segue. Our guests tonight are the hilarious hosts of the Pop Capsule Podcast. One of our brothers, cousins, sisters on the Brainfreeze Podcast Network. It's Evan and Mallory. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
How is it going?
We are second cousins of the Brainfreeze Network.
I was like, to each other? Yes. This was news.
Yes. Yeah, I was so confused as well.
Yeah. So wait. So you're so there's the Pod Daddy. We're second cousins.
Yeah. Twice removed. Yeah.
The Pod Daddy's your brother. This is a weird family.
Pod brothers.
It's not a tree. It's a bush.
We don't talk about it in detail too much.
Yeah.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, all them kids having bushfires.
I never got to go to those bush parties.
Usually, no.
Sorry, it was just.
Why didn't you go to the bush parties?
Because
no one invited you, Alenka.
Do you want to guess why?
Because you have. Never mind.
Because you'd be lost in the woods?
Yeah.
No, I was hoping you guys would call it back because I liked Glee, like a ding dong.
Oh, you were too busy holding a sign waiting for people to honk at you to go to parties.
You had things to do.
I know, I was busy actually. Thanks for the invite. Can't make it.
I have a goal and I'm going to reach it.
Too busy harmonizing to go to your party, guys.
Yeah. Not well.
Yeah. You're not playing a guitar around the fire singing Wonderwall. You are singing Don't Stop Believing by yourself and playing every instrument with your own voice.
I truly wish that was a joke, but it's just not. It's my life.
Well, if you want more of this witty Glee banter, make sure you tune into the Pop Capsule Podcast this Thursday.
Yes, you'll hear more of this Glee banter.
Yeah,
have you been missing Glee banter in your life?
Yeah, I don't know if that was the best plug for the show, right? Like, now, I'm sorry, you actually might not get any viewers.
It'll get a weird section of the listeners.
We're gonna get people that tune in super excited for Glee and then really disappointed at how little we actually talk about it.
The rest. Yeah.
Well, speaking of high school teams, I already said it, but what movie are we covering today, guys?
We are covering the 2005 movie Coach Carter. If you want to watch Couch Carter, you gotta just go online and do some Googling and do that in your own
dark
home.
web.
Yeah.
Rule
34, that shit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't get that.
That just outed me as someone who was on 4chan back in the day.
Yikes.
Yeah, Coach Carter. I will preface by saying I think this was like your second choice, but I hopped on it because for some reason Coach Carter is one of those movies that I've watched more than like 5 or 6 times. Wow. I don't know why. It just is. It's nothing significant about it other than I just like it. I guess. I don't know. It's a weird movie to have watched that many times, but I stand by it.
I think that was the reason between Mallory and I was the one who was like, oh, Coach Carter, I freaking love that movie. And it's because it was one of the only DVDs I owned. And so it would be like, you know, do I want to watch, it was like Forgetting Sarah Marshall or a Toy Story 2, maybe?
Oh, right.
And Coach Carter. And the one that had the most broad appeal was Coach Carter.
Yeah.
I have this very distinct memory of my middle school was like a 2-minute car or bus ride away from the mall where the movie theater was. And I have this distinct memory of leaving school, getting driven directly to the mall, hit up Bulk Barn, and watching Coach Carter with my friends at like 3:35 p.m. Only ones in the theater.
Hell yeah.
Like grade, I don't know, this was grade 6 or 7 or something like that. And
with Bulk Barn snacks, right?
Yeah. None of us were student athletes. Yeah. We're walking in there like the Michelin Man. We're like, we don't have anything in our pockets.
Jinko jeans stuffed to the gills.
Just huge Sam Jackson fans.
Apparently.
I'm so curious about this film because I can't wait to tell you what I think. This is, well, whatever.
So is that like, as you said, that you chose the movie because it's one of the few DVDs you had, hence you watched it a lot.
Just
and then weirdly, like, because of how frequently I watched it, just became like, whenever anyone asked me, what are your top movies? It would always be like a couple like classics and then, but also Coach Carter.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh, so there's Star Wars. There's they got Casablanca, and maybe Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. You know, one of those kind of movies. Coach Carter.
Coach Carter definitely cracks top 5.
MTV Movies classic. Yes.
The hell is the joke? I don't quite get it. I don't even know what genre this is.
Then this is going to be a really fun time.
Oh,
God,
so good.
Exactly. And Mallory, is there any more particular feelings on this movie that you have?
I was honestly, when Evan suggested it and I saw it on your list, I was excited to watch it again. Like I said, it just pinged this like really specific memory in my head. And I was like, you know what I haven't watched in 15 years? Coach Carter. Kind of the opposite of Evan. I watched it, loved it, immediately forgot about it. And so was very happy to revisit it here.
Yeah, I'm always happy to revisit it every like 6 months. So I love it.
Will, I don't understand truly how you have any time to watch movies.
I just make time, and I also sometimes I'll fast watch a movie. I'll put I'll put it on the old VLC media player and double speed
what do
it.
You mean shaking your head,
Netflix
Evan?
has the ability to do that too.
Oh yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, you can watch it at like 1.5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I did that by accident and got really confused.
Look, I am checking Twitter for vaccine appointments. I am double speed Netflix, and I have the subtitles on. I can multitask, motherfucker.
Thank you, a fellow subtitle user.
Oh, subs all the way, all the time.
Absolutely,
I do subtitles, but for Family Guy, so.
They're perfect for everything. I can't hear the TV because I'm eating too loudly. Great.
Yes.
I'm trying to go to bed, but someone else is also trying to go to bed, but I got to watch my show. Great. I'm watching a show while someone else is watching a show. Great. Like they just hit.
You're watching one of those weird shows or movies where scenes are super, super quiet and then boom, huge explosion. You're like, why is it so mismatched? I will be waking up my landlord.
Little side note there. How do you get the job of the person who decides, when there's just a noise and they have to pick whether like it's like panicked cry or excited exclamation. How do you get
some of the best
job?
Descriptions?
I want that job.
I applied to be a subtitler.
No.
So I wanted to make extra money. So I applied to be a subtitler. There's like things you can do online. And I failed the like captioning test.
What is the test?
There's a lot of rules.
What is the test?
Yeah, there are so many rules. What? There are so many rules. But it also isn't good pay from what I've seen. So it wasn't worth it.
It's like $1 like a minute of content. Less than. It's like 75 cents or something.
And you think like, well then I could probably do like, 30 minutes of content an hour. No, you cannot.
Oh, you can't.
Because people do not enunciate.
No. Well, because those kind of jobs, you're getting like weird online recordings where you can't hear shit. And
you're getting like somebody doing like a
Mm.
lab instruction and they're muffled and they don't have a mic on. You're just like, what did he say? I don't know science terms.
Bad at that. I always get the lyrics wrong. You know what I mean? Like in songs, and I'll sing them, and I'm like, I know this song. Hell yeah. Wrong.
I'm with you there.
I don't.
Yeah.
I confidently sang "We Built This City" by Starship wrong for most years of my life. The lyric is not "My pony-faced mama listens to the radio." That's incorrect.
I don't even know what the faces.
I don't know the real words, but I know that's not it.
I'd be convinced that could be it. I don't know. Songs have lots of words in them.
My big mistake was Backstreet Boys. I would say, ain't nothing but a party, ain't nothing but a kiss day.
Ooh, kiss day.
Yeah, a kiss day. Because I was a young boy and I was like, ooh, the day that you kiss someone for the first time, a kiss
it's
day.
It's a party and a kiss day.
Yeah,
June 17th. We all know.
The kiss day. Oh, well, this is not a kiss day, but it's a great day because we're talking Coach Carter. Alenka,
Coach Carter, talk to me.
What do you think this movie is about?
Okay. First time I heard it, I thought we were talking about Coach Hines. And I was like, that can't be right. There's no way there's a movie about Coach Hines. So it doesn't matter what you guys say moving forward. That's kind of the image I have in my mind. And then also I thought, okay, let's think realistically. Maybe it's that movie with the movie poster with Sandra Bullock and a big football player. And it's their backs. And they're
Blindside?
looking onto the out. I don't know. It's not this one, though. So I gather, here's what I gather. Here's my hot take on what it maybe actually could be. So I gather it's a high school. Great. Gather it's a sports team. Neat. Coach Carter. Okay. So we got this team of, school students that aren't doing so hot. They're not winning anything. They don't have very good funding for the sports teams. And then this new coach comes and he's like, I'm going to shape this team into really good fighting spirit. I'm going to give them some inspiration. I'm going to get them to nationals. Not Glee, but he does. And then they win. And then they are like, we did it. And it's basically just their journey of him gaining their trust, them having some cute, one-on-ones with him being like, man, I have a hard life back home. And he's like, I know, it's cool. Take it out on the field, man. And he's like, okay. And then they win because of that. And they win. So that's Coach Carter.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining every inspirational sports movie ever made.
Yeah, that's where I was gathering from. Am I close?
You got a sad childhood? Leave it on the field.
Put it on the field. Murder them out there.
You pretend the quarterback is your dad you've never met.
This game is for you, but right? Mostly for me.
So yes? Any of it.
The basic journey, yeah. Some things wrong, some things right.
So disappointed.
I give it a solid B.
Yeah.
For your explanation. Yeah.
Wow.
The building blocks were there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
It wasn't outlandish like some of the other ones, but this one was this is right.
I don't have much else to go with. I could have, but I didn't.
You could have went with the Couch Carter synopsis. That's the one I want to hear.
That's for
Couch Carter.
Haven't seen it after dark.
A girl down on her luck needs a buck. Goes to Couch Carter. Where you gonna go when you need a buck? Couch Carter. Gotta pay the bills. Don't want to drive a truck. I don't know.
Glad you went with truck as the rhyme. That's good.
I don't know.
If you want to pay the bills, then you better not drive a truck. All right. Well,
right.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good.
Pretty fine. We'll see.
No, it's pretty good.
Test it out later.
I'm finding it pretty good. I don't know how you're finding it, Mallory, but I'm liking this drink I've made for tonight.
Yeah. So what did you call it again? The rich what?
Rich what?
That's what it is. I don't get it.
This is the drink. Rich
So
what?
our
their
drink
chant.
instructions here were orange sports drink, grenadine, and beer or dark liquor, which I misread at first as just dark beer. I have made 2 versions. One neither with grenadine. Sorry for your instructions.
Can't have that. High fructose corn syrup, baby.
That's sugar content.
One that is orange sports drink and beer, which is actually delightful. And one that's orange sports drink and spiced rum, which is less delightful but more potent, for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
drink that one first.
The goal is to try to get as close to a Richmond Oilers red as possible. I think I got pretty good.
You got really close, yeah.
So I'm happy with it. Good. Mine, I used tequila, some leftover tequila from our 50th episode live stream. So it's got like that, it's got that margarita taste. Tequila just tastes like margarita to me, but it's got that kind of taste for mine. I had grenadine. I also mixed a little bit of black currant dark cherry soda in it. So it's a pretty sweet.
Without the grenadine, mine is the aggressive orange color of the Richmond cheerleaders outfits.
True. Their colors are very different than the team. They're not
weird.
We'll get to that.
So
they're
weird.
not consistent. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yes. Many thoughts. Well, I want to hear those thoughts. Evan. Oh, yeah.
No, that is what I want. Go.
Say. Yeah, that's what you want.
No, I'm delayed. Continue.
That is too what I would like.
Evan and Mallory, how does this movie start?
This movie starts with the aforementioned Coach Carter, not Couch Carter. We don't know what he's doing. But Coach Carter, Mr. Sam Jack, is locking up his sports memorabilia shop. And it's intercut with a montage of the Richmond Oilers basketball team. So we're giving a link at the sport now.
Thank you.
Basketball.
Getting their asses kicked.
On the court, not the field.
Court. Not the field,
right,
but the court.
Sorry.
The basketball court, not the court of order, not the law.
Yeah, not
court.
law.
Sure.
And
I get it.
Interspersed with this game here, you hear news coverage talking about this player, not on the Richmond team, on the St. Francis team, Ty Crane. And
Ty Crane.
One of my favorite quotes that made me actually pause the movie and rewind. Interviewer asks him, "How does it feel to be the next LeBron James?" And he replies, "LeBron James? I'm the only Ty Crane."
Cool. He's a cool guy.
Cool.
Also,
great.
I heard that, and for some reason, I was like, "Holy fuck! LeBron James has been playing basketball that long? It's 2005,
2003.
And he was already being 2003. Yeah, and it's like he's already being like."
No more Michael
considered
Jordan.
The great? Oh, jeez.
Michael who?
It's all about Michael B. Jordan.
So
I'm the only Ty Jordan.
Remember
Crane.
Space Jams?
Yeah. Oh, don't.
Oh, I'm so glad you said Space Jam. We won't get into it. It is the biggest disagreement between Mallory and I in our entire friendship.
Wow.
We're going to dedicate like a whole series to it on the podcast.
I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
Me too.
I am pro Space Jam. She is ridiculously anti Space
If you
Jam.
want to start the top 2 things you could say to start a fight are, do you want to start a fight?
Oops.
And I enjoy Space Jam.
Yikes. So scary. Oh, no.
But, Ty Crane doesn't have his own Space Jam movie. He's just here dunking on high schoolers.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, like, none of these people look like high schoolers, as is most high school movies.
Way too muscly.
Definitely way too old. Yeah.
Not muscly enough.
And no, not enough. And so Ken Carter. He's not coach yet.
That's true. He's not coach yet.
Ken Carter, Samuel L. Jackson arrives at the gym, and then he walks by the St. Francis bench, and his son is there and says, "Oh, hey, Dad." And he's like, "Hey, son." So we know that his son is playing for the St. Francis team, which are at this point we can assume maybe the bad guys because we don't like Ty Crane because he's arrogant. You don't like
sure.
Yeah.
Though I like Ty Crane because I like that in basketball players. It's like the one sport where they're allowed to just be like, yeah, I'm amazing. Every other sport expects them to be nice, like hockey. They all give the same interview. Yeah. But in basketball, he's like, I'm the shit. Like
exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm Ty Crane and I'm amazing.
Yeah. And so his wife is also there, and they're a real like cheer from the like, oh, bad call, ref, or stop that, because they start fighting. The players start fighting, and out of the crowd you hear Sam Jackson yell like, stop that, guys. Like, it's kind of funny. I always find when you cut to them and their voice is just so loud in this crowd.
So I would believe that Sam Jack can cut through a crowd.
Oh, for sure. His tones could.
Can I just say though, this whole movie, because I like I mentioned, I haven't watched it in a while. I was waiting for the motherfucker to drop the whole time, but that's not who Coach Carter is, and we come to learn that later. But that's not who Coach Carter is.
I thought that was in his contract.
Yeah. Right? So
he doesn't come in and be like, I'm tired of these motherfucking St. Francis players on this motherfucking basketball.
So court. Like you say, when they're panning to the crowd here, it's things like, bad call, ref, or could have made that shot, instead of just like straight up profanity like we're used to. So we already know this is a different kind of movie.
These motherfuckers cannot play basketball.
This is a different kind of ballpark here. Because it's not a ballpark, it's a basketball court. Bad analogy.
What is this movie rated?
PG?
It's like a PG-13, I think.
PG-13 probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
there's some language.
Violence.
So the St. Francis wins. The Oilers lose. But Ken Carter, he goes down to the Oilers dressing room, and he's about to talk to their current coach. And this is where we find out that the current coach is retiring and has offered the coaching job to Ken Carter.
Can we just talk for a minute about how the previous coach, a very not subtle at all piece of exposition, because this is not how you meet people. When you meet people, you stick out your hand, you go, Evan, nice to meet you. He goes, Kenny Ray Carter, Richmond High, All-American, 1972. Like, way too much information about this guy. Coach Carter's going like, I know, that's me.
He was famous.
You don't need to tell me. I'm the only one here.
If you accomplish something in high school, people going to remember.
Invented, dude, how'd you know this? Exactly. Yeah.
I want people to start introducing my accomplishments as I re-meet them. They're like, hey, hot dog champion, right? Yeah. You ate a bunch of hot dogs back in 2016. And I'm like, yes, I did. Thank you. Make sure you tell everybody that.
No. Will Innes shit your pants one time? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
So he's been offered the job because he used to play for Richmond. He's an all-star. He's like, he holds the records for passes and points and blocks, like everything. He holds every record pretty much at that school for basketball. We're also introduced to a couple of the players on the team. Yeah. One of which I would say the main other big actor who then went on to be much bigger is Channing Tatum. Yes.
Channing Tatum's first movie, his first feature movie.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was the dance one for him.
That was his best movie.
Exactly.
I had fun trying to guess his last name. It was about 3/4 of the movie in when I finally figured out what his last name was. Because he said it, but he just because he's trying to be this cool street guy, and he's swearing in the locker room and like shoving the other guys and just mumbling. Like, he just mumbles through this entire movie.
Oh yeah, he very mumbly voice, very like I'm trying to be like how am I blanking on this famous actor's name? Godfather.
Al Pacino.
Marlon Brando?
Marlon Brando.
I guessed the
he's
wrong
trying
one.
to be like Marlon Brando. He did, yeah.
I was going to say Pacino would be a very different high schooler.
No.
You talking to me?
Good block. Wow.
I haven't seen any of that.
There's Channing Tatum, who plays Jason Lyle. He's a player. The main player that we do follow is Kenyon Stone, who's played by Rob who hasn't really done too much other than Finding Forrester was his other like big role. Other than that, not too much. Nothing too much.
When we're down in the locker room, it's Lyle, so Channing Tatum, getting into it with a player called Timo Cruz, who is like the other player we really follow. Mm-hmm. And Timo Cruz just like is antagonizing him, probably because he's like one of the only white guys on the team. And they just like to clown on Channing Tatum, which there's like
there's one other non-speaking white guy on the team who
gets no minutes but has great reactions on the bench.
Yeah, he also wears like the goth baggy jeans, those giant wide-legged ones at the very end of the movie, and I will point it out. But yeah, that's it. And Timo Cruz, played by Rick Gonzalez, who I think he got into fame with Old School because he was in that movie Old School, but he's been in some things. I actually really like him as an actor when I do see him.
Yeah.
He does a great job in this movie.
Oh yeah, he's really good.
One other that I'd like to mention too, for any One Tree Hill fans out there, Antoine Tanner, who played Skills, also a basketball player on One Tree Hill.
Ooh.
Continuing to play a basketball player here.
That's right.
Getting typecast out the gate.
Worm.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, his name is Worm.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Nice. Can you imagine getting the like call back or whatever? Be like, you're gonna play Worm. It's like sweet.
That's like in high school when I tried out for the rugby team and then they assigned positions and coach came up to me and he said, Evan, we got a job for you. And I said, what is it? He said, you're going to be a hooker. And I said, Coach, I want to go to university. And he said, no, a hooker is a position in rugby. And that's, I was like, oh, okay. Stop. I thought you were propositioning me.
When I tried out for rugby in middle school, they posted the list of who made the team. And I'm looking for my name, and all I see up there is malaria. And I was like, well, I guess that's me. Because the coach wasn't a teacher. He was someone from the community. And I guess he just misheard my name. Hilarious. How do you hear that and not ask again?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but with no...
amazing.
If you didn't know what malaria was, that's a beautiful name for a girl.
It's like Hilaria Baldwin.
Yeah. You can shorten it to Leah. And then the last, I guess maybe pretty much kind of like the last student to mention is Junior Battle, who is the center, the team center, and he's the one who's really looked at as being possibly like a guy who could go to the NBA because he's kind of like he's matched up with Ty Crane in the games.
So.
Yeah, Ty Crane dunks on him, I think, and says, "Stay out of my way, bitch! I own you." Which, like, ooh,
some fighting words.
The Crane strikes.
Yeah,
good.
You're supposed to.
Yeah,
because we're not supposed to like confidence or arrogance.
Swagger.
Yeah, and swagger.
Right.
Yes. They must act like
rude.
Gentlemen.
He was rude. He wasn't confident. He was rude.
Yeah. So, Coach Ken is like, I haven't decided yet. I have to figure it out. And he talks to his wife that night and basically is just like, oh, they're loud. They're angry young men. They're such a bad team. And I don't know what I can do. And then his wife or his girlfriend or is his wife? I don't know. There's a line she says.
I think it's his wife.
Yeah, because his wife says like, and you can't take the job because you promised your girlfriend you'd take her to Hawaii or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, is it his wife or his girlfriend?
Maybe
or
it's
is that
his
just a
girlfriend.
little joke? They just never got married. Not everyone needs to get married, right?
Yeah.
Right to married people, potentially married person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And so he decides, I'm going to take the job. He agrees, and it's day one. Day one happens.
This scene is everything. When he meets the team for the first time, Alenka, you said like he's got to like earn the respect or whatever, and this is like the scene that sets the tone for it. It's so perfect.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will say though, our montage count is at 1 now or actually 2, because the movie opened with a kind of montage, and here there's a montage of like, look at what a rough area Richmond is.
Yes,
before he even gets to the school. Just seeing like clear drug dealers talking about drug deals the way that nobody who sells drugs would ever talk, being like, hey, I've got this many drugs. You want some drugs?
You, sir, good sir. Can I interest you in a cocaine today?
Yeah, it's like traveling salesman.
Is that not accurate?
From what I've heard from people, apparently not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And like, the school has metal detectors and they walk through the metal detectors and, half the students are fighting with each other and whatnot. Richmond, by the way, is a city in California. It's close to like Oakland, San Francisco area, that kind of area. And it's a rough town from all estimates.
From all montages.
Yeah, from all montages. But yes, this scene is everything in the movie. This is a great scene. Who wants to take it away? With
Mallory, go nuts.
Right. So he's met with the principal here, and she asked him if there's anything he needed, and all he says is, "I just need 25 copies of this piece of paper." And we're all going, "Oh God, what's this piece of paper? What is it?" So we finally find out. He walks into the gym. He's wearing like full suit, tie, dress clothes. All these guys are just in their basketball garb or whatever. And he comes in,
right,
introducing himself as Kenny Ray Carter. Says, if you need to know anything, my credentials are on the wall, and like points to all the like winning banners they have behind him.
Power.
Evan and I are unfamiliar with those banners, as our high school never won anything in sports.
We did well in soccer.
We won
once.
one thing in basketball and rode it for the next 10 years.
Oh yeah,
nice.
The entire front trophy case was that one basketball
because
thing.
We had a guy who was 6'7".
We had a very successful drama club in our high school.
There you go.
So.
There you go.
Right here, buddy.
So he's trying to talk to these kids, and he's speaking very politely. He's referring to them as sir, which really catches them all off guard. And they're kind of going, sir, what are you, some sort of proper man or whatever? And so they're obviously like, not really taking him seriously or whatever. And Worm, that we mentioned, makes a joke about his, I think he says, shiny ass head. To which he replies, "Oh, you got jokes to go with that crappy jump shot of yours." And so this is like
immediately giving it back.
This is like the first crack that we see where the guys are like, okay, maybe we can like this guy.
I appreciate it's really great because Sam Jackson is still Sam Jackson in this movie. Like he's proper in the way that he conducts himself professionally, but he's not like what they say, like talking white or anything. He dishes it back. He has like his personality there. He's not trying to be like some other thing. That's what he is.
Right.
And so he digs out these pieces of paper here and hands them out to the players, and we find out that it's a contract. And so what he's asking of his players is, in order to be on the team, you have to maintain a 2.3 GPA. You have to wear suit and tie on game day. You have to attend all your classes, and you have to sit in the front row of those classes. So you can see here, he's like really putting the emphasis on like the academic part. You're here to play basketball, but you're a student first. To which the team responds, not well.
Right.
No, they take it really badly.
They're like, who are you?
Like
oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. What are you trying to pull? We're just here to play basketball. And, some of the guys just outright leave. Some of them are starting to give sass. And Timo Cruz starts to dish it to Coach Carter a little bit. And Coach Carter says, I need you to leave the gym, like very politely. And Timo said, what'd you just say to me?
Right.
He says, leave the gym before I make you leave the gym. And so Timo starts to move towards him or whatever. And can confirm, teachers cannot do this to students.
He grabs
Timo's arm, twists it behind his back, and then just like pin rushes him to the wall. Just like.
And if it wasn't clear, Timo tried to punch.
Timo took the first swing.
He swung
first.
Okay. To which he grabbed his arm, twisted it behind his back, and then shoved him into a wall.
Defense.
And then the greatest line ever. So Timo,
at one point.
Well, here's the thing.
They're
so Timo's like
literally not
wall,
allowed to touch kids now.
And he goes like, teachers aren't supposed to touch students. And then Ken says,
I'm not a teacher. I'm your new basketball coach.
Oh,
yeah, and then just fireworks explode in the background.
Microphones just start dropping from the
such
sky.
a great line. It's so good. It's so
like
good.
a wrestling entrance.
Yeah.
Just pyro.
Yeah.
Oh man!
And then Cruz
Triple
walks out of
H
the gym.
comes
So
out. Yeah.
Cruz is out off the basketball team.
He's off.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he walks out. He
Okay.
quits.
Yeah.
well, then frick.
Two more
He
guys
has no
follow behind him.
players.
Oh yeah, two more guys follow, and they're everyone's like, "Those were our top scorers, man." And then he's just like, "Well, then we'll have new top scorers this year."
And they've got about 10
Right.
players
Yeah.
left.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he makes them run suicides for their first drill for an hour and a half. He's like, "How long are we going to do it?" It's like, "Well, how many can you do in an hour and 30 minutes?"
Which
Yeah.
this is kind of a recurring theme in the movie where, like, to hold them accountable, he makes them do suicides or he makes them do push-ups. But the number of them that he's asking them to do just seems impossible. Like, he'll ask, he's like,
literally.
"You only 500 push-ups," and then they'll sass him again. He'll go 1,000 push-ups, and I'm like, I can't do one. 1,000?
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
where are you pulling these out of?
I mean, these are like super soldier looking high
Yeah.
schoolers.
They're like,
True.
These are
They
the
got
next
the
Avengers.
muscles.
Navy
when it comes
SEAls.
to-
Like,
Oh God.
yeah.
it's
But it's still way too much
Yeah.
conditioning. Though
Yeah.
I will say I did have a basketball coach who in middle school was obsessed with us being in like condition. I'm pretty sure she got the idea from this movie.
Yeah, she was like,
Because that
Oh,
time
God.
line lines
Coach
up. 'Cause she'd be
Carter.
like, make them run all the time. All right.
Oh.
So after this, we see a meeting between Coach Carter and the parents and the players, and they're all in the library, I believe, of the school.
Is this the point or no?
No, first we get introduced to Kyra or Kira.
Oh,
Oh yeah. So
Yes,
after
of
practice, Kenyon, the one of the main players we follow, he goes to his girlfriend, also in high school, and we find out like she's pregnant. This is like an ongoing thing, and so he's they're dealing with a teen pregnancy and him possibly going to college.
Or what's going to happen to
potentially.
take care of the baby?
Yeah,
And his girlfriend, Kira, is played by Ashanti.
her first film
Yes.
role ever.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
We love Ashanti from what? Ja Rule music videos? And
Hell
features.
And
She
her own
has her own
music.
life.
You fucking goon.
I know.
She's an artist.
She was always on the Ja Rule tracks.
she was not involved in Firefest. Don't bring her into this.
That was Ashanti
do that.
featuring Ja Rule. She's queen.
Yeah, Ja's the feature.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
now
love this
we all
because
hate Evan because he won't recognize Ashanti.
that's right. Not my one.
Oh,
not
God.
my one queen.
Yeah. Well, she was featured on Always on Time, which is the only song I know from her. And it is a Ja Rule song.
And is a Ja Rule song. So yeah, Kenyon is going to talk to Kira, and while that's happening, Worm is there too, and he tries to hit on two girls at once, and they both are like, "No, this is a bad
Right.
move."
Right.
We also have a moment where basically Ken's son Damien, who plays for St. Francis, who is a really great student, wants to play for his father. So he's on his own, went and dropped out of his fancy St. Francis private school and registered at Richmond, and has promised his father that he'll follow the contract, except he'll maintain like a 4 point something or a 3.6.
He says Damien says 3.5, and then Coach Carter agrees by saying 3.7.
Yeah.
And sorry, just to backtrack a sec. Can you withdraw out of school without your parent knowing? Like, was 2005 that much of a different
he's
time?
a freshman too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, he has the papers. He just needs his father's signature.
Oh.
So that's what he's done. All the work, he just needs
But even
his
to-
dad's
even to
signature.
get to that
walking
point,
in
though.
being like, "I'm out of here."
Even to get to that point,
Yeah.
I feel like they would have been like,
Right.
maybe we should make a phone call.
Yeah.
I bet there are kids who
don't
try
care.
to like get out of high school right now being like, "I'm a vlogger. I don't need to be
Oh,
here.
God.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm going to be the next Jake
Oh,
Paul."
God.
Yikes.
Oh, God.
Yikes is the right word.
You know, I know that's a bad word, but you said swearing was allowed.
Yeah. So now Damien's going to be on the team, and we get a little funny moment where he shows up to school and he's also wearing like a shirt and tie, and all the other people make fun of him.
Calling him Fresh Prince.
Yeah. Which is kind of refreshing. No, but it wasn't. Was it? I wouldn't call it they never outright said Carlton.
No, they never did.
They're not. I guess he's not supposed to be the Will Smith though. So
no.
Yeah.
And then is when we had the scene with the parents, and all of the parents are upset.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They're all upset, including Octavia Spencer, who was a parent here.
Yeah, she's a parent.
She is Jason Battle's mom, our like star point guard, or
that's a sick name.
Center. Forward, defense, goalie.
And this scene is sort of like highlighting this idea that like they rely too much on the sport, like to keep their boys occupied by because if they weren't playing basketball, they'd be on the streets doing drugs or committing crimes. And they don't like that, the coach is trying to force them to be better students. And also the one dude is just like, shirt and tie. Are you gonna buy ties? We don't have ties.
What's a tie?
Yeah. What is a tie?
Tie crane?
Not him.
Tie crane?
Not him.
Yes.
Yeah.
We hate him.
In this scene, he delivers two iconic lines. These boys are student athletes, students first. And I forget if he was looking at Octavia Spencer or Worm's mom, but he stares them dead in the eye and just goes, "Basketball is a privilege, ma'am." So again, really driving home that like academics first point.
Oh yeah. And so basically there is a scene where like Damien gets to the gym for the first time on his first day, and he's late, and he's like, "Mr. Carter, you're late." And he's like, "Sorry, sir," to his own father. He's just like, "It's my first day." And just like, and he's like, "Team, what do we have when people are late? What happens?" And basically, he has to run a bunch of suicides. And Damien tries to disagree, but Coach Carter's being like, "I'm not going to give you special treatment because you're my son. You will do all those suicides,"
which is good. Shouldn't give him special treatment because he's already going to be in an awkward spot being the son of the coach.
Yeah, because why not? Why give him special treatment now when he clearly does on their very first game, which we're coming up on now?
Did all of these suicides remind anyone else? Give them like unfortunate flashbacks to the beep test in school?
Fuck the beep test
of just having to go.
That's a Canadian thing, right?
Like is that a Canadian thing? Is that an Ontarian thing? I don't know.
It's an Ontario thing.
Just an Ontario thing? Yeah.
I think it's an Ontario thing.
Someone was just like, "I hate Ontario. Let's make these kids run."
For anyone who
the beep test meant the beep of the heart monitor until I died.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Right.
Just running back and forth as it beeped faster and faster.
Faster and faster. What was the end game? Like just until one person was left? I forget. I've repressed this for sure.
I did know they would always want people to go until they could not physically go anymore. Because a friend of mine was at, like, he had won, as in like nobody else was still running, and he did one extra little lap to make sure he was still good, and then he stopped. And the gym teacher was furious. He was like, "You got to know what your physical limit is." He's like, "I'm better than everybody here. That's my physical limit. Yeah. I'm the best here.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
I win 100%.
Meanwhile,
give it to me now.
Meanwhile, the rest of us stuck here at level 4 like a bunch of manatees that smoke 6 packs a day. Just rolling over the line to get a pass.
Yeah. I was not good at that.
But this is a throw forward. I would be more like Timo Cruz, just like trying into my all. Even I was going slow. I'd be like, I gotta finish. I gotta do it. Yeah. But we'll get to that. So where we come to the first game after that St. Francis loss that they had, or was that the last game of the previous season? The timeline's
I think that was the last game of the previous season.
Okay, so we're coming up on the very first game. Yeah. And are they playing St. Francis, or they're just playing?
They're just playing.
No, they're playing a random team.
Yeah, so they're playing a team, and basically, coach is just like, "So, what'd you guys learn this week?" And they're like, "We ran. We just ran the whole time." And he's like, "Well, that's what I want you to do. Run."
Yeah, they learned a little bit about defense because their defenses are named after women.
Yeah.
And
did we get to that part?
No, we hadn't talked about that yet, but Coach Carter makes up the defenses by naming them after women.
What?
And he says like, oh, Diane means pressure defense and Delilah means trap defense. He makes up all these stories to get them to learn the concepts.
Like Diane is his sister. Delilah was an old girlfriend sort of thing.
Yeah, he doesn't actually need the stories. They don't matter. They don't change the way you play the defense.
Okay.
No.
It's just he wanted to put a name to the defense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helps to
it's
remember.
word association.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So but basically it's just like run. So they pretty much outrun the other team. But yeah, they play, and then there's a certain point where he throws in his son, and all the other players is like, yeah, but he's a freshman. Like freshmen generally just don't play for a while. Like they have to earn it longer. And then he's just like, don't question me. And then he throws his son in, and then you're like, I guess you are giving him fucking special treatment.
Not during practice, but when we need you, we need you.
In like the fourth quarter too. Like it's not like he put him in like the second quarter for a little bit.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter, like we're at the buzzer, basically.
Down by three. Yeah.
Wow.
But this is freshman's moment. He makes the shot. He wins the game for them. And it earns him the credit on the team. They're not calling him Fresh Prince anymore. He's freshman. You're good.
Sweet.
Yeah, they really do. Like it's actually nice that they just immediately kind of like, okay, he's part of the team. We leave. He doesn't have to struggle to be accepted the whole time or anything.
The past is the past.
Yeah.
Right.
And who else is in the crowd? But
Timo Cruz.
Timo Cruz.
Oh no.
He was there with his boys watching
in his
the game.
oversized coat,
and he is just talking trash from the stands.
Oh,
yeah.
He's just being like, anybody could hit that shot, and it's like, well, you can't because you're in the stands.
Yeah.
And so later on, Channing, Worm, and then another unnamed player are kind of like hanging out or walking down the street on the street corner, and Timo Cruz. This is where Timo Cruz like pulls up on them and like fake mugs them, right? Is that what happens? Yeah.
Yeah, this van pulls up and these two guys get out of it.
No, that's later. I think.
That's later. Okay.
That's later.
There's 3 moments outside the street with Timo Cruz and these dudes. That's why
I think the first one we see right now is where Timo's meeting with a guy at a vehicle and he's getting his gun. Because my note was,
but he's handing off drugs and money.
Yeah.
Like he at this point he's kind of dealing drugs a little bit with his cousin Rennie, and he sees the basketball players and they trade words. Kind of like Channing's like, yeah, well, we are out there on the court, like winning the game. You're not, because Timo's like, oh, that was the worst basketball playing I've ever seen, and then Channing's like, yeah, but we are playing. You're not. So
we had missed when he ran up on them as a gang member. That was earlier.
Oh, that was earlier. Yeah.
Earlier, Lyle. So this is after the first practice. Lyle and Worm get run up on by gang members, and air quoting that because one of them is Cruz with a bandana over his head.
Oh, yes.
Over his face. And he's just trying to mess with Lyle like they were in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he says, it looks like you had sticks up your asses and blah, blah, blah.
Because they were so tired from all the suicides.
Yeah. And this is where it's revealed that he's going to be doing some work for his cousin, Rennie. And the work is drug dealing.
And he's not even peddling them properly. He's not yelling at the street corner, excuse me, fine, sir.
If you want drugs.
I have some
Sample
drugs.
my wares.
Sample my wares.
Would you like some drugs or would you like some Richmond Oilers tickets? Okay.
I've got the hookup for both.
So then this second time he's with them, he's kind of like shit talking them, but you can tell he's like missing basketball and he kind of wishes he was on the team.
Yeah.
Which I think cues his return.
Yes, the return of the Cruz.
Yeah.
Return of the Cruz.
So we're at
Coach Carter 2, Return of the Cruise.
Return of the Cruise.
Where they play basketball on a cruise ship.
Cruise control.
Sweet life on deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're relegated to like a Harlem Globetrotters like losing team.
So Timo Cruz shows up and he wants to play. He wants back on the team after his last interaction with Coach Carter being trying to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So then Coach Carter counts up all of the push-ups and suicides that he has missed in the time away from the team. And so Cruz owes him 2,500 push-ups and 1,000 suicides by Friday.
Oh, baby.
And
which
I think
is
it's like Monday.
Again, just an impossible number.
I don't know if you believe.
And Coach Carter does that because basically the whole practice, Timo starts and does it. And it's like, there's kind of a montage of them practicing more, drills named after women while Timo is doing push-ups and doing suicides. And there's a moment where Coach Carter walks up to Timo and he's just like, you do know your task is impossible by Friday, right? And he just keeps going because he's like, I don't care. Right. I'm not good at math because I don't go to school, but I don't care.
He also...
Somebody else count for me.
He also intersperses this montage by occasionally asking him, what's your deepest fear, Mr. Cruz?
Yeah. What is your deepest fear, young
man? To
which
he has no answer. And everyone else kind of looks around like, why is he asking this?
Why does he keep
asking? I also wouldn't have an answer if a coach started asking me my deepest fear while I'm doing 1,000 suicides.
I'd be like, I'm trying to count.
Reminds me of that Office episode with Robert California. He's like, you going to tell me a story later? That's scary.
Oh, man. So then after this scene where Cruz comes back is when we get to another interspersed scene of Kenyon and Kira, and they are taking care of her nephew who is a baby.
Miles.
Mm-hmm. And it is clear that Kenyon is not really interested or like ready to be a dad.
Super overwhelmed. Kira's being like,
doesn't know what
you're
he's doing.
You're not holding the baby proproperly. You have to like let the milk cool. You're not doing this. And he's like, how am I supposed to know all of this stuff? Like, I don't know what's going on.
Like,
I was only a baby once. How am I supposed to know all this?
Read a book.
And so he ends up leaving. He grabs his stuff and he leaves.
It's like, my mom needs me to do something. It's like, no, she doesn't.
That's a bald-faced lie.
That's some bullshit. Is that when we make it to the end of the week?
We're back. Cruz? We're back in the gym.
Yeah.
With Timo?
Yeah, with a very, very inspiring scene.
God, this movie is good for uplifting.
Yeah. It is. It's very good. I watched this movie. Okay, to show you how much I do like this movie, I think the previous time watching this movie, a couple previous times, because like I said, I watch it probably once a year, was weird. In Vienna, Austria.
Oh, international.
I was me and my girlfriend were like on a Europe trip for the month, and we were in an Airbnb, and it was like, 11 o'clock at night. Instead of out in the town, I was like, let's watch Coach Carter.
Stop. I want to get inspired.
You're so
running suicides through the streets of Vienna.
Yeah.
All those cobblestones are good for the muscles.
Exactly. It might have been later than that, but we were done for the day. We didn't need to go out into the beautiful streets of Vienna. We needed to watch Richmond Oiler basketball.
What the heck?
That's one thing that they do have is when we get into the basketball scenes, there's a lot of actual basketball action happening.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Really well choreographed, well filmed, everything. Yeah.
And apparently they would take the same play over and over again, like 100 times. So they had all the different camera angles of it and to make sure the shots went in.
See, that's one thing I always wonder with movies like this. I was like, do they just retake it till they get a shot in? Because I always think if the ball goes off screen, they have someone up there to catch it and throw the ball, which is dumb, which is stupid.
I was reading too that all of the like choreographed plays that they did in here, it was all about the very quick like pick and pass, because it was meant to show their like progression as a team and their ability to like work as a team. So it was never about any one person. It's just all very quick movements, passing the ball between each other, 3-pointers, layups, field goals, all that good basketball stuff.
Anyway, to the inspirational scene. So they have an assistant coach named Clyde who doesn't talk pretty much the entire movie. He's just there.
He's the counter.
Clyde counts the push-ups.
He's the human calculator.
He's the little counter guy. And he says that Cruz is short 500 push-ups and 80 suicides. So Coach Carter tells him to leave the gym. And then the inspiration starts. They're becoming a team.
Channing Tatum, the first to step up, Jason Lyle.
Jason Lyle,
says
that he's going to start doing push-ups for him.
Yeah.
What?
And then other people start chiming in. I'll do some of his suicides. I'll do some push-ups. And the whole team bands together. And I think it was Channing Tatum's character who said, "We're team, sir. One person struggles, we all struggle. One person triumphs, we all triumph." Right?
Even Worm at the end is like, I guess I'll do some.
Yeah, I love Worm being like, I mean, you're all going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, there's enough of you, but he's like, all right, I'll do some.
Yeah.
And then you just see that smirk on. You see that smirk on Sam Jackson's face. He's like,
"You get it.
I'm proud of these boys.
They get it now.
They understand."
My favorite part of it, though, is that they're all banding together to pick up what Timo wasn't able to do. And Coach Carter just turns to Clyde and says, "Keep count. Call me when they're done." Like, he's not even sticking around to see them do it together as
Coach
a team.
He's
just like, I still have places to be. Call me when they're done.
He's got more suits to buy.
Yeah.
He's got LeBron James rookie cards to sell at his
at the
Ty
Carter
Crane
Sports
rookie cards to sell.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
just bootleg rookie cards of Ty Crane with a photo he took on his Motorola Razr.
Amazing.
So yeah, also Clyde Clyde literally spent all week as the assistant coach counting the push-ups and the suicides.
Coaching, just counting Cruz's stuff.
It's like this is why I wanted to become a high school basketball coach.
Job.
He doesn't even have a whistle.
The big job of saying, run, Delilah, run.
You don't get
Delilah,
the whistle until you're a full coach.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's got to graduate to the whistle.
Yeah. He's got to start wearing
whistles
suits,
are a privilege, ma'am.
You don't just give them to anybody.
Exactly.
Then we start. Is this the montage of games that we get?
I wrote.
Is it montage of games? Yeah, games in general. Yeah.
Like, so montage 4, I think.
This is an interspersed of them running up a hill and playing basketball games. Running up a hill.
The best.
Playing basketball games.
Got it.
The best part of this whole montage is Cruz is now back on the team. And he apparently has no regard for actual basketball etiquette or like smart plays because he is wide open. There is no one in front of him. He could easily walk the ball up and lay it in and get points. And he stops at the 3-point line, looks at Coach Carter, and then shoots the 3. And Coach is furious, as he should be. He has every right to be mad for that bad decision.
Also, why did you play Timo Cruz, a man who clearly has not learned the plays because he hasn't been here learning the plays?
And is like near death because he just did what? Like 2,000 push-ups and 900 and some suicides.
And he's a high school student, so he's probably eating Kraft dinner, you know?
Oh, yeah.
He's surviving on Mars bars. Yeah.
Probably pooing his pants.
At least once.
Yeah, that man shits his pants.
Part of this montage, too, is that Coach Carter, as part of kind of upping their training to the next level, has now added, in addition to practice every day, practice at 6 a.m. every day, which is mostly the running that you see in this montage.
Double practice.
Yeah.
So it's like sunrise running with them all in like their like hoodies up.
I wish I could be that dedicated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But the main thing from this montage is we see them being really like just too braggy, right? They're like gloating in front of the teams that they beat and like taking fake pictures of each other like they're movie stars sort of thing.
Yeah. They're on their Ty Crane right now.
Yeah. They're being like Ty.
They're being like Ty.
Yeah. Be like Ty. Like Ty. Not and like Mike.
They're
like
9-0. Like they are undefeated at this point. Like they're playing really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get to practice after the montage.
This is such a great scene. I love it.
Carter is watching them run offensive plays. And after each one is successful, he's like, that's that. I drew that up. That's my play. I did that. And they're like, what the fuck
and
is
he's like,
going
play it again.
on?
Do it again. And then they're like, and he's like, ooh, yeah, that's my shit. That's my play.
And somebody says that his shoe is untied. And he's like, oh, ties his shoe up. Look at that bow. That beautiful bow.
I did that.
Who did that? I did that.
Right.
Giving them taste their own medicine.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right. That's
so he's just
cute.
basically like, you know, not only do you beat them, but you have to humiliate them. That is not how we play Richmond Oiler ball in this house.
And his like change in demeanor from that is just the perfect transition because he goes from gloating about this shoe tying. He's like, yeah, that bow, I tied that. What the hell are you doing? Basically, it's just like we turn the knob all the way to the other way.
I know that Samuel Jackson's always Samuel L. Jackson in these movies, but like the turn from is very much like Jules from Pulp Fiction. Just the ability to be like, we're having a really good time. I am going to fuck you up right now.
Right.
Yeah. And it's at this point as well that Coach Carter is like, oh, I better start checking up on these guys. when it comes to their academics. So he shows up to one of Junior's classes and finds out that he doesn't go to class. He also finds out that a lot of his players don't go to class. They skip many classes.
He finds that out in the best way possible, though. Like when he asks the teacher about Junior not being there, the teacher calls him a solar eclipse. Like, we don't see him often, but when we do, we know it's going to be something special.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And so they're all on the bleachers, like they're reading a news, like a sports column, and they're shouting out Junior Battle, like, oh, like he played really well. They also make fun of him because they're like, Junior can't read, and they all laugh at him because he's supposed to be this big dumb idiot.
Yeah, so mean.
I know. And then there's kind of two moments in this thing. The first moment is Worm calls him his bigger N-word. He kind of uses that colloquial term, and that doesn't. Sam Jackson's not for that, apparently, even though he totally is in every movie he's in, but not not this movie. He's like, we don't call each other that. That gives permission for white guys to call you that, and you would punch a white guy out if he said that. So we're not using that word. And then he's also just like, you got to go to classes, Junior. You're not going to classes. You're benched for the next few games until you get your grades back up. And Junior, not happy about that.
Yeah. Go to fucking
Walks
class,
out of the
bro.
gym.
Storms out of the gym.
Their expectations were pretty fucking bullshit. Straightforward.
Yeah.
It's not bullshit, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
you're right.
You're exactly right.
Well, and
he also says, and that's a note for the rest of you. I'm going to be getting progress reports from all your teachers from now on.
Yeah. And as he's walking out, isn't this the one where he says, think about what you're walking at, think about what you're losing if you walk out that door, or think about what you're walking away from if you walk out that door. But Junior walks through that door anyways. Doesn't think about it.
He should know by now.
Doesn't.
He should know by now.
Is there an argument that because they established that Junior can't read that he didn't know what he was signing up for?
Contract is nulled. It's null and void.
He signed it with his left hand. He didn't read it.
Just put the X in the signature spot.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm Ty Crane." So we're back at Carter's memorabilia shop because it really does feel like this fucking coaching gig is his full-time job, but he has a whole business to take care of. Where does he find the time?
We kind of glossed over that at the start when he was signing up for this coaching job. It's not a full-time job. It's the principal describes it as there's a $1,500 stipend and basically all of your free time for the next 5 months. I think she phrases it something along those lines. But
just the fact that it's not just showing up for practice. He's clearly trolling the halls looking for his students in classes. I guess he has employees, obviously, but come on.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of see it in the scene. The one guy says it. He's talking about, we made a good profit at the store, and the guy's going, yeah, but it's really busy and you're not here. It's just me. He's basically dude,
I want the side story of that guy.
He's I'm your Clyde of this store.
Maybe it is Clyde.
I'm here. Yeah, Clyde is his assistant coach, and it's I can't be in two places at once. So he's getting in a store, and a woman walks in, and he's like, "We're closed." And then it's Junior Battle's mother, Octavia Spencer, as we mentioned before, and she basically has come to apologize for Junior's behavior and basically talk about how his brother was murdered because of street violence. And it's been really hard, and basketball is the only thing Junior has other than going out in the streets and committing crimes. Yeah, apparently that's all their problems, I guess.
And the junior college is coming to the next game to see Junior play, and so she's like, "I really want him to go to college. You want him to go to college. Can you let him back in so he can go to college?"
Octavia Spencer nails the mom role in this scene, because Coach Carter's response to that is well, you can make that promise, but Junior has to make that promise. And she just looks at him and goes, "He's in the car, I'll get him." And she opens up the door, Junior, hollers for him,
get in here.
And Junior's like, "I want to go to JUCO too, so bad." And so he lets him back on the team.
Yeah.
No suicide. Did he say that he owes him suicide and push-ups?
I do not remember.
I think he says that, but I will assume he does a lot of,
He does. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he says like, you owe me this many suicides. And then I think with the understanding also you're going to get better grades, please.
The momming continues in that scene though. Like he said, okay, you're back on the team. And as they're leaving, his mom is just basically like, I don't know what you're trying to pull here. Like, get yourself on
quitting basketball.
Quitting basketball. What do
you make a decision like that without me?
She just really nails that, like,
she smacks him on the head.
Mom guilt in that scene perfectly.
And she has to reach so high to get Junior's head.
Yeah.
Like she's just like
something, like.
Then is this when we get interspersed with like the dance, like the school dance is happening? And it looks like the most lit dance of all time.
It looks like a house party. This is not a school dance. This is a house party.
And it's like putting much music video dances to shame.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And the big thing here is that Kenyon and Kira are making each other jealous with people.
Yeah, because we did miss a bit of a scene where basically like Kenyon's again expresses, because she tells her friends for the first time that she's pregnant, and he's like, they're going to tell everyone. Right. And then he's expressing like, we don't know if we can handle this. And she's just like, what, are you going to walk my hand through an abortion? Is that what you want, for me to get an abortion? And then that's kind of like, they have almost like a mini breakup. So we've missed that scene. Now we're at the dance where, they're like making each other jealous by really fucking provocative dancing on each other.
The single best
17-year-old,
song of all time to dance like that to, "Get Low" by Lil Jon. Which
stunning.
I mentioned that Coach Carter had a very distinctive memory. This song brought up some very distinctive memories. One of which was dancing at somebody's buck and dough. And the DJ,
till the sweat drops down your balls.
This poor DJ was just trying to do his best job, and I had been yelling at him all night to play this song, to which I still to this day feel bad about. He played this song, the last song, and they like turned on the lights partway through to close everything down.
Oh no.
And I just like lost it. I was like, you can't do that in the middle of Little John.
Oh my God.
Don't you see all us white people are dancing?
I was like white girl Hulk. I don't know what was going through my veins and my brain.
What happened?
But yeah, hearing this song, I just like had this wave of shame wash over me before the memory fully came back.
God.
I was like, oh boy.
But they like dance up on opposite people, and then she like leaves the dance floor and goes upstairs, and he follows her, and she's like drinking the punch, which I guess everyone knows is spiked, because if this is the high school dance, because he like slaps her hand and he's like, what are you doing? You're pregnant. And then she's just like, we're not together, Kenyon.
She was like, it's a soda.
You don't
it's a soda. She's like, no, I spiked it earlier on. I know it's not.
I saw a worm creeping around here. I know what's in it.
And so
they argue, and then they are going to a tournament. That's the next thing, is they found out before that they're in this big tournament called the Bay Hill Invitational Tournament. And I don't think we get a montage of the games. We just go to the finals.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they're down 6 in the championship against Bay Hill. So it's an away game against Bay Hill. And some really good basketball being played here. Like just some good moves, and they do the pressure defense.
And
it's
also,
going really well.
real quick interlude is Sam, Jack, and Jackson before they go, and they're like, fellas, we're taking the bus, blah, blah, blah. And good news, your teachers will have your progress reports for me when we get back. And they're all like, our grades are tight. They're great. Like we'll be fine.
Everything's aces.
So that's laying a foundation there that he's going to have their progress reports after they get back.
Okay.
And then in the actual game, there's a tie game with 9 seconds to go, and Damien hits the game winner.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to be the one to take the shot, but Coach Carter's son hits the winner.
The number,
he gets special treatment.
The number of basketball games in this movie that are decided at the buzzer it's like every single game is decided at the fourth quarter buzzer. That's not how I don't watch basketball, but that's not how basketball works.
It's gotta be.
Most of the time the game's won by 20 or 30 points.
Yeah. They're not going to show you the blowouts. It's boring.
Yeah.
But like every important game they play is decided at the buzzer.
Yeah.
And then even more important is the game they play after the game, because Worm is talking to a girl from the crowd, and she gives him some piece of paper. And we find out that it's an invitation or an address probably to a party. Big party in a mansion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they all sneak out of their hotel rooms when they get back.
Including Damien.
Yeah. They bring the trophy to the house, which is like a huge flex. Huge flex.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially because there's probably going to be players from other teams there
just
too.
walking around the trophy. We
and
are
it's
champions.
Not a small trophy. Like it is large.
No.
It's like 3 feet tall.
That's such
they
an
go
odd
partying
choice.
it up, leaving the hotel. And meanwhile, such sweet Coach Carter, he's in his hotel room talking to his wife, and he's all like, we won the whole tournament. And he's like, and your second favorite person got the game winner. You know what? I'll get him to tell you. And then he walks up and finds out his whole fucking team is gone.
And he starts walking around the motel to figure out where they've gone.
No.
And a cabbie is out front, and he's like, "You looking for your team?"
Just like chain smoking at his cab too. Just really
stop.
Like, I could tell by the suit you were a coach.
Oh my God.
The most accurate depiction of a cabbie I've ever seen in media.
Yeah.
He's weird. He's aggressively forward. He's smoking a lot. And he's just like, I can get you to your team.
He's just in a parking lot for no reason.
Also, I love this moment at the party. Like, there's a big pool, and the girl's like, you guys want to go for a swim? And Damien's all like, who's really drunk? Damien like gets really drunk in this scene.
Yeah,
he's all like, we don't have bathing suits. And they're all like, neither do we. And so they proceed to take off their clothes, revealing their underwear that looks like bathing suits. So
their underwear, which all were matching sets.
Yeah.
Because they were going to fuck tonight.
You don't go to a party without a matching set. All right. You don't have a set to match. You don't know.
Even
That's
bush parties.
If you get to the underwear and it matches, you didn't decide to have sex tonight. She did.
Yeah.
She made that decision.
Can we also say too, this is like the most minor detail, but I appreciate they kept in the like adjusting the underwear, which is like a totally normal thing that women have to do. Like whether it's a bathing suit or whatever, like you are constantly adjusting. Like just constantly, just trying to stay in the small piece of fabric you've been provided.
The wedgies.
Yes.
The wedgies.
Oh, yes, the wedgies.
Yes. It's just a little bit of realism that I appreciated.
It was so real. It was almost as if they were truly wearing underwear.
It's like it was real.
So Ken gets to the house, and he's like looking for a way in. He can hear the music, and then a couple pulls up in an SUV, and they're like, excuse me, can we help you? And they're like, yeah, I'm Coach Ken Carter of the Richmond Oilers basketball team. I believe my team are here for a party. And they're like,
oh no.
And then I think they're like Stacy or whatever their daughter's name is.
Susan. You like clearly realize that they're the homeowners. Come home.
So Coach Carter goes to the back, and he sees Damien macking in the hot tub. Two ladies. Yeah, he did what Worm couldn't.
Excuse me, they're how old? Like 16? Get out of town.
I mean, he's a freshman. That's like 14.
Oh my God.
High school Mallory couldn't dream of this kind of party.
No way. I know.
Our parties were just at the one cool parents' house. It was like, as long as you do it in the house, you're okay.
Yeah.
Did I mention I made a sign that said honk if you love Glee? I didn't go to a party ever.
Not this kind of party. So Coach is trying to collect all of his team members. You know, he yells at Damien first, and he gets the rest of them. He tells like any Richmond player, like, time to go. And up on the balcony, he sees Worm. And Worm is talking about, he wants to introduce Coach Carter to this new lovely lady he's met. And he goes to introduce her, and the parents yell, Susan, because it's their daughter.
And Worm goes, oh yeah, that's her name.
Okay.
Like, thanks for the reminder.
Oh God.
Horrible.
So they're on the bus back, all clearly like drunk or even at this point hungover, I guess. Like I don't think they went back to the hotel. It looks like they just are like, we're leaving now.
Yeah.
We're going back home. And he's fucking chewing them out like,
Yeah.
like I find my star point guard on top of daddy's little princess.
Oh God.
He's like, actually, coach, I was on the bottom.
Oh my God.
I was actually surprised in this scene. I felt like Coach Carter would be the kind of person to just sit in dead silence for the entire ride.
Like disappointed
Yeah.
silence.
I was actually surprised that he was kind of reaming them out. I really felt that he was, more the disappointed dad silence kind of guy.
I think because he was just like so flabbergasted because I think he really thought he reached these kids, you know?
How do I get through to these kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Sounded
to
like
make
Nacho
matters
Libre.
worse,
Yeah.
I aspire to be Nacho Libre. To make matters worse, Carter gets back and he finally gets these progress reports from the teachers. And they are bad.
Like
Bonkers bad.
thick red pen
D's,
bad.
F's.
Oh shit.
Incomplete.
Not attending class. Not handing stuff
Never
in.
seen this guy before in my life.
Oh, and it's such a heartbreaking moment because Coach Carter's like, no.
Yeah, and he throws the papers across the room.
It's very dramatic.
This leads into
the basis of the whole film because Olenka, we didn't say this before, but this is a true story.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks, guys.
Yes.
Pepper that in pretty late. But this is based on the 1999 Richmond Oilers basketball season.
Coached by an actual Ken Carter.
By Ken Carter. So the movie's based on him.
Good to know.
So the players, Lyle, Kenyon, Worm, Junior, those are the main ones. They walk up to the gym for practice and the doors are chained shut with a lock on them saying practice canceled, meet in library.
And Channing Tatum's character very helpfully adds, I don't even know where the library is.
I figured. Good God.
Exactly. You wouldn't be in this mess if you did know where the library was.
Idiot.
They have a beautiful library, by the way. Like
it's
high
gorgeous.
ceilings, sunlight, open concept. Like I would live in there if I were a student at that school.
For a school that they say only graduates 50% of its students, it's like,
got a kick-ass library.
That's why it's such a nice library.
Amazing
Never
library.
been touched.
Do they know it's there?
Yeah. I feel like the people who appreciate library architecture are not the same people getting invited to these parties. I feel like the Venn diagram is just two separate circles for those people.
Yes.
So is it this? There's two library scenes in this movie, but this first one is just him informing them of everything, right? Yes. The second one is specifically about the Black community and education.
Yeah.
Okay. So this first scene, he's like, he basically tells them like, we will not, the next game, we're going to cancel the next game. Like we won't be playing until your grades have improved, until you've reached the agreement in our contract.
And this is where he shares too that, where they mentioned before, like one of us struggles, we all struggle. Even though some of the players have been maintaining their 2.3, unless everybody's doing it, nobody's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's an all or nothing kind of scenario here for them.
And look, Timo Cruz is pissed off again.
He's
what a
so
surprise. He's like, I did everything to get back on this team. This is bullshit. And he walks out again.
Come on.
Walks out.
Yeah.
My dude.
Because he had to run and do push-ups so much. And then even Lyle is about to walk out. He's like, I had to count that many push-ups. I had to count that many suicides.
Like, this is bullshit.
Not Lyle, Clyde,
And this all leads into probably my favorite scene of the whole movie. Scored, like the song that's playing in the background is the Let the Drum Kick. Let the drum kick. Let the drum kick. That song is playing.
I don't know it. I don't know it.
Yeah.
We follow Coach Carter. So good.
Yeah,
we follow Coach Carter
with a little piano
as he walks into an empty gym with this song playing. We pan up from the ground. He's doing the Captain Morgan 1 foot up on the basketball. We pan up to him as he stares off into space with a little bit of natural light.
He's doing the poster image.
He's doing the poster shot here. And then He grabs the ball. He's still staring at the empty gym. The song's swelling. He does what I refer to as angry dribble, which is just he like grunts and like slams the ball on the ground once and catches it. Just like, oh.
Okay, yeah.
It would have been better if it was a montage of him just slam dunking just amazingly.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, he's just doing like
just to get the rage out.
Yeah.
But
kind of like the hot rod or the Dirty Dancing.
Yes,
Kevin Bacon.
I have to go to my quiet place.
Right.
But yeah, this is where you're starting to see that like very put together facade start to crack, because he really thought that he had turned a corner with these folks, and then to have these like back-to-back kind of setbacks, he just he doesn't know kind of where they're going to go from here.
Yeah,
and he's clashing with the principal the whole time too, and the principal says like she's pissed that he canceled practice, and the principal says for some of these students this basketball season will be the highlight of their lives. And Coach Carter says, I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's really, this part of the movie is really great for all of that. And it's because she's just like, it's just this acceptance of like, we're not going to like only 50% of the students graduate and only like 5% of those students actually go to college. Like you're not going to change anything. This is how it is here.
She also gives she's like, I forget the abbreviation, but she's like, do you know what this kind of rating means for schools? And she's like, basically schools are rated from like 1 to 10 on like academic performance and success and things like that. She's like, do you know what Richmond High rates? And he's like, no, ma'am, I don't know. She's like, it's a number one. It's a 1. It's been a 1 for the last 7 years.
What?
And she's like, I get less and less funding every year to do the things that I need to do for these students. And she's basically saying like, the library, right?
But the library.
She's basically saying like, you're hired to coach basketball. You need to let these guys play basketball. And he looks at her and he goes, you're hired to educate students. You need to teach these students.
Yeah.
He just has so many like mic drop moments in here.
Yeah. And then there's a media blitz, and this is why this story got attention. Like literally, like sports news and news. They were an undefeated team, and then the game gets canceled. And that was their first loss.
16-0
is that canceled game. Yeah. And so there's a news media blitz, and he like is talking to news reporters, and there's kind of a montage of like him talking to reporters. He's also getting ways for his players to get into classes. So there's a point where he's like sees these two young high school girls and being like, excuse me, I'm Coach Ken Carter, can you help me out please? And he's like trying to get them to flirt with his students and then follow them to the library.
Like, he's trying to bait them to the library.
Interesting.
How do I get through these kids?
Which again, like we talked about that you can't the things we've confirmed teachers cannot do. You cannot manhandle a student into the wall. I'm pretty sure you cannot bribe them romantically with other students.
He's not a teacher.
Like you can't be like, excuse me, ladies, can I use you as bait? Yeah. Like that's not unacceptable.
He's not a teacher.
And then this is the scene in the library where he's using all the statistics about 50% of people graduate, 6% go to college. He's using stats.
Because they're all like, they're all like, we just see you on TV. This is all about you. You don't care about us. This is all about Coach Carter. And this is he lays out the stats for all of them. He says those are some stats for your ass.
Yeah,
great line.
For your ass.
And then we get another montage. We're at like montage 6.
Jeez,
I think about there. Yep. And it's the learning montage where they're studying.
Yeah, they're helping each other out.
Yeah,
slamming textbooks down on the table.
Algebra's done. Slam.
Boom.
And then the biggest game of the year is coming up.
It's coming up.
The Fremont game.
It's the game against Fremont, who up until this point we had not heard of.
Haven't heard of. Haven't mentioned.
Not at all.
Haven't heard them.
And the Fremont game gets canceled, and the city of Richmond is furious.
Yeah.
Furious.
Yeah. So furious that...
Why the whole city? What's going on?
They were all rallying behind these kids.
They were doing well for the first
give
time.
Give them some money.
The line should have been like,
money.
for some of the... for some of the members of this whole city, this basketball season will be the highlight of their lives. This high school boys basketball team is the only thing they care about. But before, they've canceled the game. Citizens are furious. There is they throw bricks through his store window.
Yeah.
They fucking spit on his car.
The spitting on the car scene is hilarious.
Why?
He's at a red light and somebody's like, "Here, Coach Carter, roll your window down." And so he rolls the window down a little bit and they spit just in his window.
No.
And then Coach Carter wants to get out and throw hands.
And his son is actually like, "Dad, calm down. Like, they're gone. It's not worth it."
He does the Sam Jackson, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And then we do see a scene. So Lyle and Worm, and they're all hanging out on the street corner. And we see Timo with his cousin back to dealing drugs. And he sees his friends and he's all like, "Oh, hey, I'm just going to go, say hi to my friends." So he walks across the street and he's talking. I forget what this conversation. Oh, no. Yeah. He's talking to his friends who then get harassed by these other dudes on the street.
3 guys from a place called Pinot.
Okay.
Pinot Noir.
Pinot. Okay.
Pinot Noir.
Yeah. Timo Cruz, he's got a gun. So he intimidates them with his gun.
Yeah.
And he pulls it out and he's just like, you want to get shot tonight? And so the other guys run away.
They run
to protect his friends.
No, thanks.
Yeah.
No.
And then you hear a car pull up across the street, and then his cousin gets murdered.
Yeah.
Right in front of him.
Really?
Shot.
You're kidding.
Shot in the street 6 times.
Yeah. It's a shooting.
So they all run. They all run across the street. One of them
slow motion
heads into a store to phone because it's 2005. We don't all have phones.
Yeah.
And Timo is literally holding his. It is his cousin, right?
Yeah, it's his cousin,
holding
Rennie.
his cousin who has been shot. He's pretty much already gone, and he just starts screaming and crying and breaking down.
I don't like that.
This scene and the next scene from Timo Cruz is such good acting.
It's great acting.
He does a really good job. Selling the murder of his cousin.
So after this, it kind of pans away from where the shooting happened, and we're at Coach Carter's house, and he hears a banging at his door. It's the middle of the night. He hears a banging at his door, so he's coming downstairs in his house coat and everything. Turns on the light, opens the door, and Timo's there, not covered in blood, but clearly bloody and shaken. And he just looks at Coach Carter and he's like, "I'll do whatever it takes to get back on the team." And Coach Carter can clearly tell that something's happened and is wrong. And he's
the performance is so great. He's so it's just it reminds me of that, when Tom Hanks comes off the boat on Captain Phillips, just the performance of being in shock and just traumatized and not sure what you're saying and doing. It's on that level. It's really good.
And so he's saying
and the thing that kind of snaps Cruz out of it is because Carter's keeps telling him come inside. And then Carter calls him son.
Yeah.
And right then Timo's just all of a sudden, all the feelings I don't know what happened. I don't want him to die. They shot him
and just starts crying, absolutely broken down crying. And Coach just grabs him into a big hug, trying to pull him inside here.
Damien is awake and is behind them and just not really involved. And his face is perfect because it's exactly what my face would be in the situation. I don't think I should say I'm here, but I don't want to leave.
Right.
I want to see what's going on, but I am not part of this.
Should I have turned this lamp on? I'm questioning
I'm here
this
too, guys.
A worse movie would have him look away he cares more about him than he does about me. So Timo's back on the team. Well, he's also studying with the rest of the players now. They're trying to get better. And the school board calls a meeting to basically discuss with the parents and the school board, and kind of it's it's not a judge or a courtroom, but it's kind of like that.
It's making the decision
PTA meeting.
Yeah,
it's a board meeting.
Yeah, making a decision on the lockdown. Do we continue it or do we end it and let them go back to playing basketball?
Yeah. And all the parents and teachers are there, and they really paint the teachers horribly in this movie because the one teacher's Coach Carter asked us to give him progress reports. That just creates more work.
I didn't sign up for that.
About these kids.
Look, I have my teaching degree. I did that. You know what? You have to know what your fucking students are doing all the time. It's part of teaching. It's part of the job. You should be able to be like, that one knows what he's doing. That one doesn't.
Right.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
They're like, what? You expect to know shit about these kids?
Yeah.
No.
We also hear from Jason Lyle's uncle, who basically says, like, I don't know where he'd be if he wasn't on this team. Like, you can't take the same argument we kind of heard at the start. Like, you can't take basketball away from them because it's the only thing keeping them off the streets, basically.
Yeah.
Right.
And the board basically puts it to a vote to end the lockdown. And the head of the board starts by not voting to end the lockdown. So she's on Coach Carter's side. She believes in education. The principal votes to not end the lockdown. She turns the other cheek and realizes that she should be reaching these keys.
Which is interesting because they've been butting heads the whole time here.
Yeah, yeah. And then the rest of the board votes to end the lockdown.
Yeah.
They set themselves up poorly. That's a 6-person board. Yeah. You could get a 3-3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bad decision. And then afterwards, you play one-on-one with Coach Carter to see if you end the lockdown.
The one who dunks first.
And during this whole meeting, we actually have 2 students in the back of the meeting. Is it Kenyon and Worm or?
Yeah, it's Kenyon and Worm.
Yeah.
Kenyon and Worm. And they kind of are like disappointed that the lockdown's ending. They're kind of on Carter's side.
In the rewatch, I was waiting for them to say something, but
yeah, you want them to say like, this is bullshit, which they say a lot.
And walk out.
So it's the next day or whatever, and Coach Carter's gone to grab his things because he said, if you vote to end the lockdown, before they vote, he's like, if you vote to end the lockdown, you won't have to fire me. I'll quit. Like, I'm not gonna be the coach anymore if you vote the lockdown.
Good move.
So he shows up at the gym to get his chain, which has been cut off, and all his stuff. He's got like his
I think he's mostly there for his other stuff, not just the chain.
Yeah. His other stuff.
Chain back.
He wants the mangled chain.
How expensive chains are.
But I'm getting those banners on the wall that have my name on them.
Got my fucking name on it.
And then, so he walks into the gym, and what is in the gym but an entire desk setup? All his players are in there studying.
Aww.
And Jason, again, delivering with the lines, he says, they can cut the chain, sir, but they can't make us play.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we get Timo Cruz. So earlier he'd been asked, what's your deepest fear? What is your deepest fear? A couple times.
Right.
He has an answer now, and it's that quote that people think is from Nelson Mandela.
No,
but it's actually from Marianne Williamson,
yeah.
aka everyone's fun aunt who ran for president.
Is that actually who said that quote?
That is 100% who said that.
That's her quote, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm glad you learned something today. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. It is that we are powerful beyond measure. Then there's other stuff after it. Yeah. He says the whole quote.
Yeah,
the whole quote.
Very Dead Poet Society.
Yes.
Nice.
And he ends it by
Please
saying,
buy my crystals. Okay.
You saved my life, is how he ends it.
Yeah. Coach Carter.
And then I didn't write down which player says this, but one of the players looks at him and says,
"Oh, Worm.
Leave us be. We got shit to do."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Very Upworm's alley to just like that sarcastic nonsense.
And so I think it's another
learning montage.
Learning montage. It's gonna be a learning montage. And so learning montage, finally in the library, Coach Carter walks in with, he's like, academic progress reports, gentlemen. And then he's, he does the bait switch where he's like, these are great. We've reached our goal. Let's play ball.
Yay.
And so they're playing the game.
Richmond's back, and then we get another Kenyon and Kira scene where Kenyon is in one of the most aggressive turtlenecks I've ever seen.
Yes. It's color blocked in neutrals,
amazing.
like tan and brown.
Oh God.
And it's so thick.
Yep.
Oh,
and he's wearing a
they're in California.
Yeah, they're in California.
This is a thick
and
ass
he's wearing a coat over the turtleneck too, a jean jacket over the turtleneck.
Yeah.
Did they forget where they live? He's fashion.
He is fashion. And he's talking about how he has a scholarship to the University of Sacramento. and how he talked to the University of Sacramento people and told them about Kira and the baby, and that like they want to help, and so she can come too. And that's when Kira tells him that there is going to be no baby.
Oh.
And I don't think she says what happened.
No, okay. It's like my mom came with me.
Yeah.
You know this.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have to say it, but
it's implied to not be accidental.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's weird how it's kind of a weird because she's like, but I think you should go to school and play basketball. You should do it. And then he's like, yeah, but I want you to come with me. I love you. And then she's like, really? And then hugs him. I was like, wouldn't that be obvious at this point? I don't know.
He's been with you the whole time, trying to support you, worried about both of your futures.
So she's like 16. Go off to, do you know how small amount of confidence these 16-year-old girls have? They're like, I might have his baby, but I don't, like, he just might not love me.
If I'm remembering correctly, at 16, I had simultaneously the most confidence and the least confidence I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
That's high school.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Just ready for anything, but also terrified.
Was I the only one that like looked like a dumpster fire, but would walk into the room and be like, everyone's in love with me?
Yes.
I'm the only one. Okay.
I tried a hairstyle, which was most of the hair in a ponytail. Except, like, you know, when you do half up, half down, some of the hair gathered in the back, most of it still hanging long. I did mostly a ponytail with about like a rat's tail amount hanging out the back. And I was like, I'm going to make this the new look. Again, most confidence, least confidence.
I can't say anything because by the time the 12th grade came and I learned I could grow just a little bit of a goatee, that was it.
That's all you did
for you fools. That was on my university ID for 5 years.
Oh man. So there's a scene in Coach Carter's office and they're waiting on a phone call and he picks up the phone call and he's like, all right, I understand, sir. And they're waiting to know whether or not they're in the state championship tournament. And he hangs up and he's just like, we're in.
Nice.
But they got a low seed, meaning like they're just in, like the, you know, if it's the top 10 teams, they're like the 10th right now.
And they're going to be playing the like number one
seed, which is St. Francis.
Yeah. Ty Crane's coming back.
Ty Crane. Yes.
Fuck
Damien's old school.
Before we get into the game, I missed my opportunity to talk about it earlier. I want to take a moment to talk about what the cheerleaders from Richmond High wear as their cheerleading uniform. We see cheerleaders from other schools in the, like, you know, top and skirt and pom-poms, the pretty standard look. The cheerleaders from Richmond High are wearing orange sequined hot pants and crop tops. They are wearing white pleather thigh-high boots. And white pleather Kangol hats, which is that a Samuel L. Jackson homage?
Cute.
It is in the contract.
Totally.
Like if he didn't get to wear the Kangol hat, somebody else had to wear it.
Someone had to.
Exactly.
And
that sounds amazing, honestly.
And the pièce de résistance, which we saw a lot of at the school dance, arm warmers. Can we take a moment to remember that arm warmers were a trend? Fingerless.
They get cold.
Yep, nice. Fingerless because your fingertips don't need the warmth, but those wrists, boy, do they ever get drafty.
Yep. That sounds like a friggin' Lizzie McGuire outfit right there, and I
100%.
It is.
That does.
Totally,
it's like Lizzie McGuire meets Bring It On.
Which with a bit more skin.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah, what they were going to do in the Lizzie McGuire reboot, and then they canceled it.
Disney Plus was like,
now they're doing the How I Met Your Father with Hillary.
Yes.
So that's pretty much the Lizzie McGuire reboot.
So we get to the actual game, and they're staging a comeback against St. Francis in the second half. Like they were down early, but they're coming back, and things getting physical. Battle has to play against Ty Crane, who is, like they say, the number one prospect. He's going to be in the NBA draft. Like he's going to be amazing. And Battle's doing a good job playing defense on Crane. Battle is standing his own.
He
won the tip off. Yeah, good for Battle.
Mm-hmm. But like this team is like, it is really like, fucking Lakers or Cleveland, whoever the best basketball team is playing like, I don't know who's the worst basketball team right now. Like the Bulls.
So
Bulls
aren't
good
anymore. The Lakers and the Bulls.
Yeah.
Because the Bulls are bad now.
This means
the Bulls
nothing
have
to
no
me.
one.
I will be sports guy here. I got it.
I know sports a bit, kind of okay a bit, maybe. No.
Question
Is
mark?
this like a man thing?
Because when on our podcast, I know all the sports.
I know some sports. I could sports.
A touchdown is a thing, right?
Yeah. That's what happens when a plane lands, right? Touchdown.
Touchdown. And they all clap.
They do a quick moment here where they pan across the crowd and you see all the banners from all of the sponsors and the wonderful moment in time where we are. One of their sponsors is MSN.
Yeah.
Nice.
MSN Messenger,
Love
baby.
it.
Right at its prime. That just seeing that
yes.
alone took me back.
With brackets,
Yeah.
place your song lyric here.
Yeah.
Bracket.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
8 bracket to get the music note.
Yeah.
yes.
Wow. That's deep embedded in your brain.
Deep
Yeah.
cut.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they're kind of they're losing by the third quarter. They're still down quite a bit, and then Coach Carter gives them a pretty good pep talk, like do this thing, Timo Cruz, take that jump shot that you love so much, and then he goes, Junior, just keep doing what you're doing. You're amazing.
Control that monster.
Control that monster.
Okay.
And then
Ty
there goes
Crane's a
like
monster.
1, 2, 3, Richmond on 3, Richmond. Yeah. And then they go for the fourth quarter and they're catching up.
Yeah.
They're catching up. They're getting points. Yeah. It's amazing.
They actually take the lead for the first time in the game, as the commentator rudely points out.
Yeah, they hit the shot.
First time.
They were down 1 with 23 seconds left, and then they hit a shot, but they leave a little too much time on the clock.
Yes.
Just a little.
Yeah, because in basketball, you have 24 seconds to shoot the ball before it's like you get a shot clock violation. But if it's less than 20, then the other team, you don't want, there's either too much time or too less time. You want to give.
If you have 23 seconds left on the clock, you should take the shot with like 4 seconds left.
Yeah.
Then by the time you hit it, it'll be like 2 seconds left and you can't really do anything that way.
Yeah.
But they gave St. Francis like 5 or 6 seconds to play with.
Yeah. And
which was a mistake.
They're up by 2 points now. Richmond's up by 2
So
points. They took a 3, I think.
One opportunity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eminem.
And so St. Francis has the ball, and it's all slow motion. This
Ty Crane.
Yep,
has to be
Ty Crane.
It's the Snyder cut.
It is, yeah.
They do a full court pass to Ty Crane. Ty Crane catches it, turns, gets a little bit higher on the release than I think it was Battle, who he kind of shook a little, takes the shot and hits it.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Francis wins, eliminating the Richmond Oilers.
At the
This
buzzer.
is the first game of the
Had
tournament.
a feeling this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. First
Life's
round.
full of disappointments.
They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, Ken Carter's wife is crying in the stands.
Aww.
All the girls are just kind of holding each other and not knowing what to do.
Holding each other, yeah. Everyone's doing the classic sports can't believe we lost look, which is hands on their head, looking at the clock like
shake back and forth.
Right.
Why can't there be more time?
We need more time. And there's a great little moment. As much as we hate Ty Crane,
and we hate Ty Crane,
we hate Ty Crane.
Hate him.
Ty walks up to Junior as they're like, everyone's celebrating, but Ty walks up and he's like, "Hey, battle!" And he's like, "You're all right, guy. You're all right, man." He doesn't say guy. That'd be weird.
You're all right, guy.
You're all right, guy. He's like, "You're all right, man." So he's like, "Oh, he's showing some sportsmanship." Ty Crane
because
is
Battle
not
played
all
him
bad.
really well.
Yeah.
And so they all go disappointed to the locker room. And thus the inspirational Sam Jackson, Ken Carter speech ensues.
Yes. Not talking about the fact that he's like, in my eyes, it's bigger than the result of the score. Like, you're all winners. You may have lost the game, but you've won so much more. You've gained so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing it justice, but man, it's inspirational.
What he says, he's like,
sounds good.
When I came in here, I was coaching boys. Now you're men.
They've
cute.
Boys to men.
Boys to men.
And a nice, just a great ending song. I don't know what the song is, but the song that plays, and it's like
Hope by Faith Evans and Twista.
Okay.
Which is getting a new life because of a TikTok
It's currently
trend.
a TikTok trend.
Really?
Come on.
Is it a Coach Carter TikTok?
No, it's where
It's
people
not Coach
are
Carter TikTok trend.
They'll show themselves doing something. So the one that I particularly like, the person's like logging on, they close their laptop. They're like, I'm going to do this work later. And then this Hope song starts playing, and it's like, so-and-so did not open their laptop for 3 days. They did not get the work done in time.
What?
The one I'm a fan of is same thing, closing laptop, and it's like, I don't have to check my work email anymore. It's like Evan obsessively checked his work email 18 times through his weekend. Yeah.
What is
But
this
the reason
song?
that they do that is because this song plays and it's all about like hope and wonderful. And the reason that people do this trend is because at the end, as the song is playing, they all came back to Richmond after the game, and they're being welcomed by like all the fans and so many people like applauding them, being like, you guys did great, a great season. We're proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
And it cuts to all the players that we like know and follow. Mm-hmm. And it tells us that like the main people that we followed all went to college.
It'll like freeze frame on each of them
people.
as the song is playing and being like, Jason Lyle went to like San Diego State or San Francisco State or wherever, and where he majored in this, or so-and-so went to this university where he played point guard for 4 years. Like
Kenyon got a business degree. And actually what's funny, so Junior Battle's not a real person. It's based on one of the real people on the team. Yeah. That the person it's based on actually went to play for the NFL, like professionally, which is kind of fun.
Interesting.
He played
tight end, the last one that they show is Damian Carter, because he was a freshman. They show the 4 seniors who are graduating: Jason Lyle, Junior Battle, Kenyon Stone, and Worm. And then they show Damian Carter, and they say he shattered all of his dad's records over the next 4 years on the team at Richmond. And then upon graduation, he got accepted to West Point.
Yeah.
It's a military
all
academy.
Those sirs really got drilled into him.
Yeah. and then there's also, so in Coach Carter's time, he coached there for like from 1999 to 2004 or something.
Yeah.
All of his players graduated high school, like
with most of them going on to college.
Yeah, to college. Yeah.
What a
he reached
Coach Carter
he
became a slam ball coach.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he 100%
Are you serious?
Slam ball is basketball with trampolines and body contact. It's awesome.
It was like, wasn't it come up with by the same people who made like XFL?
Yeah, no. That came from the world of professional wrestling, which is my domain. I love wrestling. No, this was come up with by Spike TV.
Oh God!
Oh yes!
Wow!
Yeah, TV for men.
I like how he's like, it's like I prioritize education in my student athletes, but I'm also going to go coach.
I'm going to go watch trampoline basketball.
Also fun.
Yeah,
that's
very
fun.
Work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
That's the
Coach Carter way.
Yeah.
It's also the Coach Carter way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
emphasis on the hard. Okay.
The name of our drink here is their chant. Richmond.
Yes, because at the end, Coach Carter's like, Kenyon, he's like, if I were offered any basketball coaching job in the state, I would turn them all down. You know where I'd coach? And then Kenyon's like, Richmond. And he's like, Rich what? Richmond.
Rich what?
Rich what? Richmond. It kind of ends with that
cute
kind of cheer.
I have a question.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why is in your drink the option was to add the beer or the dark liquor? And that distinguished your Richmond high schooler.
What you had given in your instructions was, what kind of high school student are you?
Yeah.
I guess so. Like, are you the one who's going to drink a beer or the one who's going to drink hard liquor? I don't know. I just tried to give some options.
It's whatever you can sneak out of your parents' house.
Yeah, so basically. Lame, Will.
And also I needed something that could make the dark burgundy Oilers red, you know?
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, if I was really based on what kind of high school student I was, like I'd be drinking Pombays right now.
Oh my God.
I'd be Fireball whiskey in it.
And I'd have gut rot.
Yeah.
Well, that's the movie, Alenka.
Stunning.
What'd you think of that one?
I think if it's anything like actually watching basketball, it will be fun because it's fast. The montages are enticing for me.
Yeah. There's so many of them.
I'm not. Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
It is.
Oh shit. Okay. Well then, shoot, I might watch it tonight because one, it's on Netflix. Two, I'm just iffy because usually the sports category for movies is never something I'm like, yeah, I want that. But I have watched basketball.
You don't peruse that.
I've watched basketball before, and it was actually really enjoyable. So I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to try it tonight. This is my word.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Instead of the usual Fam Guy, I've been watching Peter Normal Activity like every night. I don't know why Netflix just keeps starting it on that episode. So I've been watching that. So I need something fresh.
Alenka,
talk to me.
How many lack of motherfuckers do you give this movie?
Lack of. I give this a. I give this 2,500 lack of motherfuckers, and whatever the other number was of motherfuckers. So
I think it was 90.
90? That was it?
No, the 1,000 suicides, right? So 1,000 motherfuckers.
Yeah,
1,000.
1,000 motherfuckers and 2,500 non-motherfuckers. Because it's a PG-13.
You can't complete those by Friday.
There's no way.
No.
Only if we do it as a team.
Yeah. What is your deepest fear?
Snakes.
Really?
No. They're funny.
They're fun.
It's being alone.
Okay.
Well, I want to thank both of you for coming on tonight.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
It has been.
Yeah. If our listeners want to listen to you, particularly this Thursday, where can they find you?
You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Pop Capsule Pod. If you're wanting to listen to our episodes, tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Libsyn. Like you said, we come out on Thursdays. And if you have any pop culture moments or anything like that you want to talk to us about or you want us to cover, you can always send us a message at popcapsulepodcast@gmail.com.
And this Thursday, you should definitely tune in because some people you know are going to be on the podcast.
Some people you know and love.
My mom?
That's right. Your
mom.
She's got it going on.
No,
Will and Alenka joined us this week, and we talked about Alenka holding up signs for Glee and shitting her pants. So you should join us.
Join us as we share
all things that happened 10 or 20 years ago.
All those things.
Yes.
Our shitty shames.
Group therapy.
Beautiful. Yes. That's all you need from podcasts.
Yeah. And if you want to follow us, you can do so on Instagram and Facebook, haven'tseenapodcast.com. At haven't seen a podcast. And on Twitter, at haven't_seen_it. Too much Jägermeister and tequila going on in here. You can also go to our website, haven'tseenapodcast.com. There you'll find the big list of movies Alenka hasn't seen and all our episodes. And check us out on iTunes and give us one of those fancy dancy reviews. Rate us 5 out of 5, 4 out of 5, maybe 3 out of 5, but mostly 5 out of 5. That's what we're looking for. That's the sweet spot. 5 out of 5. And just write some words down there. It can just be like, hey, love it. Or hey, it's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Mediocre.
I'll take those. I would actually love those. I like honesty.
Yeah.
They can open the gym, but they can't make us listen. No, I'm just kidding. Please listen to this podcast. It's wonderful. It's wonderful.
We have fun. And on that note, you guys, I would say lessons from today would be frickin' it's not bullshit, okay? Just stay in school.